Hey folks, we're back with another episode of the DNA Shorts. Today I want to tackle an important question for every leader or organization. Have you refined and communicated a clear vision, clear goals that are actionable and inspire people to action? And do they still align to the long-term goals? I'm going to give you 4 tips that will help you get started, and hopefully these will help you define your future goals and actually succeed in getting them and achieving them with your team. Tip number 1. Brainstorm with your team. Reflect on your organization's vision and assess if it's still relevant. A lot of companies continue with their goals, and their goals are basically built on tangible results, a 20% revenue growth. Amazing. But when you start defining your OKRs, you want to make sure that everything that leads up to that 20% growth is relevant. Because otherwise people keep doing what we were doing before. And if you want to drive that change, make sure you brainstorm with your team. They are the ones executing on it. Tip number 2. Ensure your vision and your objectives are crystal clear. It's not just about understanding, but also being inspired by it. And that's the human nature. If you're inspired to do something beautiful, you will do that. That inspiration is key in your motivation, your desire to make it successful. So stop making those boring objectives and goals, but start making them understandable and something we can look up to. Motivation is key here. Tip number 3. Regularly check in on your progress. It's not about setting goals, OKRs now and then measuring them at the end of the year. You continuously need to revisit them because sometimes market changes, organization changes, we have some failures along the way. All of these learnings are important to take into account. And it's very important to make sure that these actionables, that your vision has actionable steps, but that you can measure them. So collaborate with your team, seek for feedback, and adjust the strategies if needed. And my final tip, number 4, is review your long-term goals. There are multiple ways of getting to Rome. It's a saying here in Europe. But the challenge of those multiple ways is that we want to have the flexibility to adjust where needed. Our long-term goals need to be aligned with our vision, and sometimes things change, like I mentioned before. Adaptability is key in a dynamic environment. Ensure your goals support the overarching vision, and be ready to pivot if necessary. Long story short, refining and communicating a clear vision demands leadership, collaboration, and adaptability. These tips will help you lead your organization towards sustainable success. And that's what we all want to achieve. Refine your vision regularly. Remember, a vision is a shared journey. A goal or objective is a shared goal of objective. We want to do it together and build that winning team. Now, I can imagine that this topic is quite daunting. Many of my clients struggle with this. If you need an outside in view on your organization, if you need help with defining your inspirational goals for the future, goals that are achievable and attainable, feel free to contact me. I and my team are happy to support you. Have a lovely, lovely week. Thank you for listening.